Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon. Just give me a second, opening the file. Okay. So from today, we started working from AI college. So I just have to import all the files here. Okay. No triangulation, editable poly. Let's set Maya. Okay. So for model, you can see I have optimized this. I connected them straight as much as possible, and because there are like a lot more polygons here, or to create hold this circular shape, so I had to triangulate. There's no other way, but you can see it hold the shape and everything is kind of ready. And if I apply a checker map on this, let's see. I use checker 20 by 20. So you can see I have unwrapped this also. You can see checkers are throughout same size. And if I show this, okay, not poly, UV, so you can see my entire UVs. Finally, okay, so you can see. So what I did is I have unwrapped everything and placed maximum wherever it's possible, however it's possible. I placed everything, unwrapped this circle, and there's a little space here. So a few things, if I want to keep something like this, always straighten them, or maybe almost straight as much as possible. Reason, when you bake it, you'll get better normal, clear normal, and plus it saves space also. So UV is something which is like manual. This not automatic is not acceptable. That's like if you like make sure unwrap everything properly, nicely, and as nicely as possible, because your entire texturing depends upon your UV. Then I can rotate it in another direction, place it here, I have nice empty space. Written them, place it here, so that I have decent amount of space between them. So what I did is I have unwrapped all the parts one by one manually. And after that, I used packing. So by this packing, half of our things are packed, but it's not packed accurately, correctly 100%. So what I did now after that, I just manually place things inside all this area really quickly. And then I feel like wherever empty space is there and I can use it, I just use that. That's what I did. So that is something you can also do. This one is which part? Oh, I increased polygons. Yeah. So I fixed it. So, and plus one more thing, if you notice in my low poly, I have increased poly count in few areas just to make, because they're circular shapes. So it should have a little extra polygons that should look smooth. I increased little poly count here. And for this, I have reduced it. So like if you have guys have any doubts in unwrapping or anything, if you have any issues. So what I did, I initially my entire model was separate. Like this part is separate, this wire was separate, base was separate, this dial is separate. So I unwrapped them one by one. Then I packed it and then layouted properly. So you can see my checker maps throughout the file is nice and clean, and it's like have decent amount of UV like distribution, proper UV distribution. So now we can start texturing this and
So
like
how to set up material IDs?
how to set up material IDs. Yes. Okay. So suppose you want to, this is as of now, I have applied only one material. But like suppose you have two material IDs means two different materials. So each material ID means each different material, and one material means a separate texture. Okay. So suppose I want to have a different material ID for only this section or maybe for this section. So I can select that and scroll down. You can see material ID. I can change it to 2. Then if I select this, you can see it says 1. Or its body, it says 1. I can change it to 1, 2, 3. So 3 material ID means 3 materials, but still materials haven't applied. So what I have to do is, so now a material ID is set, but material not applied. So create M material instead of standard. I need a multi sub object and discard. I can discard it or I can keep it. Okay. And number of material I want 3. 3. Okay. And each of them I need to apply a material, standard material. And go back and now I can change the color.
So this we can access it in Substance, right?
Yes. So whatever you have applied here, based on this only, Substance will show you number of materials. Like suppose you want to use multiple materials for your object like this, you can assign 3 different materials or 10 different materials or whatever you apply here, it will show you those many materials in Substance. But if you apply one material to the entire thing and then you wanted to separate in Substance, that's not going to, because Substance doesn't work like that. Substance cannot assign materials. You have to assign it in your 3D software and then export it, and then Substance will read based on your whatever you have exported from your 3D software.
So we can assign like on different polygons in Substance, right?
No. That is not material assigning. That is your assigning textures. You can drag drop your smart material, but it acts as a one material. The entire thing. That one selection will be visible only that polygon. Okay, just little confused. I'll show. Let's see. I have right now.
That polygon fill option is there in Substance.
Yes, polygon fill is there. That it fills the polygon, but it's basically okay. I'll explain this. Okay, so right now it is okay. Let's see. Let's duplicate this. Okay, copy. So this one you can clearly see three different colors, three different materials. Let's apply one and select the entire thing. Material ID 1. Okay, so this one have only one material, this one have three materials, right? This is so clear, right? I believe.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have two models with three materials. So now material means like separate material means separate texture altogether. So that means this one material right now I have packed it as a one UV, right? So I have to redo the UV for this. That means I'll show you, like based on material, this is separate, right? If I open the UV, that means this have a separate texture altogether. So if I detach this and apply a UV on this, UV, and open my UV editor, you can see I can see only that section and rest everything is empty because it's a different material, different texture. So it's a wastage of texture. So if I want to use it, I have to select the entire thing, repack it, whatever is possible as much as possible to maximize use it.
So suppose we want to like differentiate the wood part, the metal part, the rubber part in this model.
So for that,
Substance, yeah.
No, for that you don't have to assign multiple materials. For that you have to either you create a material ID map or you create selection in Substance.
Yes, sir. That's what I was asking. Material ID map.
No, that's that's material ID. That is not material. That is not material. It just like one material, different selections. So
we'll have only one texture set and all the materials will be in there.
Yes, one texture set. So we have brass, we have wooden part, we have this wire, but everything is separate folders, but material will be same. So I'll show that. Let's see. I select this both of them and let's export it. Export selected, desktop. Oh. Desktop, save it. So this one I have applied three materials, this one material. Now if I open Substance Painter, material ID is basically selection. Like instead of like for each and every part, we have a different color assigned and then we can select it. So that is something we will do it. But right now, I guess I don't have the high poly. That's why what I'll do is I'll export the high poly. Like right now I'm in college, so I don't have the high poly. So I'll with the help of high poly, we'll create a ID map. We'll create a material ID and then generate that map and create selection. So let's see.
So we can do that in the 3D program itself, right?
Yes, that is something we can do. That is, we have to do in 3D program itself. Like whatever I created this thing in this thing here, what I have to do is I have to bake this color into a map.
Oh, yes, sir.
So that is something I'll show that also. Don't worry, I'll show that. So DirectX is for Macs. File size you can change whenever you want. Import and unwrap, not doing. Select my file, desktop, telephone, open. So now I have both of them. So now you can see I have 4 materials assigned. 4 materials. If we isolate this, you can see this default one is for this entire thing. This is for only one part, another part, another part. So if I select, you can see I have selected this one, dial part. You can see Rest everything is empty. So it's a entirely different texture. So this is your basically number of textures you have. So this is wrong. If I select this, it's completely full and it's entire model. So this is correct. So if I want to use multiple texture, I have to repack it based on the material IDs. Repack it like three different material means three different set of textures. So this is like, that means technically
So
this is wrong.
texture will be higher quality then.
Yes, of course. Like if I use multiple textures, texture will be higher quality. But make sure if you're applying multiple materials, repack it again based on the
Like
material assigned.
separately.
Separately, like based on the material assigned, repack it, because otherwise, if you select, you can see all this empty area. That means wrong. So what I do, what we usually do is based on the material, we separate those elements. Separate, like this is also separate. So I'll select this, detach. Everything is detached. Now I'll select this first one, UVU. So here you can see my UV, half of the area is empty. So I'll select this, repack it. It's working. This is not good. Its packing is weird. So padding you can reduce. So like this, I have to repack. So it's an entirely separate texture. So there is no correction whatsoever between all the materials. One material means one texture. So make sure fix the UV according to the material. So the best part will be if you have planning to add multiple materials, separate those sections, keep them separate, and then pack your UV. And after that, if you want, you can combine them. It will retain the material IDs, and based on that, you can work on it very easily. It's clear, right?
Yes, sir. So how do we, sir, combine everything and set material IDs for them?
But like material ID is already set, right? Just attach it. Attach. That's it. It will retain the material ID. So if we see,
Sir, suppose we want to see the wood in some color and the metal part in some other color in substance.
Yes.
So how do we set up in Max?
That color you cannot set up in Max. You can separate the material ID, or you can generate a UV, material ID, or you can just simply apply multiple materials. There are two different ways. Okay. So in this case, I'm planning to use one material, but multiple like sections. Like I have brass section, I have wooden section, I have this wire, right? So let me check the UV first. I should not have messed it up. Let me see. Oh, it's correct only. So in this case, I'm planning to use one material, but I want to have all these selections. Like this dial is brass. These corners are suppose metal, and this is again metal, and this is different. So what I'll do is I'll assign multiple materials here. Let's select this one and change the color to some thing. Select this one, just assign it. So you can see different color clearly. Similarly, this part is wooden and not the entire thing. So initially select this. Okay, let me start with the starting. Select the entire thing, apply a gray. Then
we can apply color on like materials on polygon level also.
Yes, polygon level also. So I'll select this polygon level. So select this. This thing is brass. So I'll select and go to another material. Make sure not the same material. Another material, fill a color that will be easy for you to identify, and then apply. So it will apply to that section. Now, all these designs is suppose brass. Selected, and plus this one also brass, this one also brass, and this is also brass, and this also. Okay, I cannot do it. I'll just select it. So select this. I'll change the color to yellow so I can identify very easily and assign. So well, okay, I am polygon level. I am assigning color, different materials. So now this one, this is select this, and suppose this one also I want it to be, oh, this one I want it to be wooden stuff. So okay, deselect this, and I want to apply a brown color here. Assign. So now in my model, I have multiple color assigned. If I press M now and reset my material dropper and pick it, so you can see it will give me 4 different materials. But this is for identifying the parts. This is nothing to do with the final export model. So I want to bake this thing on my model. So what I have to do, this color information I want to bake so that I can select all the areas, all the parts separately. So this part also I have to fill. M. Let's see some pink or something like this, vibrant color. Fill it. Oh, sorry. Now go to material again. So you can see this time. Oh, sorry, my bad. Proper. Click on this. Now I have 5. So 5 different colors I have on this model, and I want all these selections. I want all these selections on my model. This is, I can do it directly into Substance also without this color baking process, or I can do it in bake it and like do it properly. So for that, I have to press Z. I have to clone the model first. Clone the model, copy. I have 2 models. Hide one material and apply only one material. Replace it. Only one material. You can see only one material. So model you are going to bake on should have only one material, and the model with multiple selection with colors that you want to bake. So you want to select that model, press 0. It will open this window, render to texture. So what you want to render? So I want to render to texture. Sorry, my bad. I have to select the other model, that single material, because I want to bake the color information from the other one to this one. So enable padding, I can increase enable padding. Projection, I can project. So pick, it will open the other file, show you that, select that, pick, existing channel, and what you want to bake? Diffuse map. I want to make it diffuse, the color map basically. Add element, scroll down, and 2K, 4K, whatever size you want, and where you want to save it. Save it and hit render. Continue. It will bake this colorful map. So this will work as a ID selection map. All these colors are individually a separate ID basically. So this is like for this particular model, we don't need it, but if we want, we can definitely do it. So we generate this kind of a color selection, and this is not your final selection. This preview looks different, and actual file. If I open it, opening. Just give me a second. Photoshop, it's opening. Actual file will look like a flat solid colors. So here it's opened. So here you can see everything is solid color, and little bit color bleed here and there because of overlapping or intersection. So wherever you have intersection, it will create this kind of thing. So for this particular model, we don't need this map. But based on this color selection, we can do selection in Substance very easily. So this is basically called ID map, like identification. This is wooden part, this is metal part, this is something else. Like that, we can identify all those areas. Like this we generate. So for this, yes, what I can do, for this dial, I can generate an ID map because we have this fine detail here. So for this particular section, we can generate an ID map. I don't have it to high poly, so I'll show that on a high poly how to do it. So for today, what I'll do is, this is my low poly model. I'll apply only one material assigned already. I'll export this model. So it's already exported. I already have this exported material, this thing. So I'll go to Substance. Select passport ID. I believe this one. Discard. So I got the UV and this final file F2 for full screen. This maximize viewport. Delete this layer. So now I don't have a high poly. So as of now, what I do is I just simply bake it just to get all the information from low poly. Bake mesh. This is very important. We have to bake. So right now I don't have high poly, so I'm using low poly as high poly. But tomorrow I'll bring my high poly also. So we'll bake it again. I'll show you how to color block it and how to select it within Substance. The baking is very important. First step is import your file, bake everything. Because your Substance is basically algorithm, and it needs to read your file, like your position or in the world, size, scale, thickness, everything. Based on that, it will generate all details.
So
yes,
when we are baking, I just wanted a clarification. Like when we are in Engine, if you're having a sharp edge on the mesh, does that like technically count as, even today, like count as separate vertices, like duplicate vertices where there are sharp edges?
Sharp edges, like what do you mean by sharp edge?
Because I read that, like, I'm not clear on this. Like I had read that when you mark an edge as like sharp, right? Like it's not being smooth. The two faces that are joined to it are not being,
you mean
like
hard edges.
Yeah. Hard edges.
Hard edge.
Right.
Yes. If it's a hard edges, it counts as a two vertices.
So in that case, then wouldn't the like vertex count be the same even if you like put a single chamfer over there, like single segment chamfer?
Yeah, that's what, like we usually, if you have enough poly count, you're supposed to chamfer it. You're supposed to chamfer it, so make your model smooth. And if you have a very sharp angle, so you can have a chamfered edge, but in high poly you can have a really sharp angle and bake the information.
Right.
So in that way, your model is high detail. Like model, you have all the information, plus the normal have all the information. But what if you have a very low poly, you have very tight budget? In that case, what we do is all those edges, we make it hard edges. So what happens? It basically generates two different angles of normal.
But like in that case, like how is it possible to bake bevels from the high poly then?
No, in that case, you cannot bake bevel from high poly.
Because the reference that I was looking at the 3D model, and like the low poly is having a lot of hard edges, but in the high poly there are a lot of like bevels which are baked onto it, and like it's not like skewed or anything. It's almost like perfectly aligned.
Yeah, for that you have to assign only one smoothing group to the entire model. Like instead of using multiple smoothing group, you have to apply one smoothing group to the entire model, and then bake all the information from high poly. Like if I smooth my model in Photoshop, in Max, what will happen? All the corners will become smooth, soft, right? Rounded. If my high poly is very hard, or all those corners are well defined, all that information will transfer from high poly to low poly via normal map. So it will be visible. That's like if you want to something hard, you have to make a hard high poly. And if you don't, like suppose mobile games and all, like how it works, you have a mobile game. Usually mobile games, you don't have a high poly model, you have a low poly model only, and that too very tight, with very tight budget, tight poly budget, right? So what we do, we separate the surface smoothing group. Like maybe suppose here, like here you can see clearly separation. So because this surface and this surface have two separate smoothing group. That's why if I make them same, it will look smooth in low poly, but my high poly have this clean cut information. So when I bake it, it will transfer to my normal.
Okay.
So based on normal, it will look smooth or sharp. But if I don't have, like right now, I don't have a high poly, so I baked it my low poly as high poly. So all the information retained, right? So if I make it smooth, if I bake it with a smooth model, all this thing you can see, like here only, like this edge, you can see it's really completely smooth.
Yeah.
And if I just give me a second, if I can add, add a black mask, white mask, whatever mask. So now you can see one line. There's no chamfer, nothing, right? But still smooth. Right. So because I am using only one smoothing group here. Now in my high poly, this corner angle is completely smooth, like slightly beveled, and it's visible, right? So when I bake it, I'll get a very smooth, clean, crisp line.
Okay.
That's from my high poly. So this is like, that's why like we need to understand like why we're creating high poly, because high poly, if you have a high poly, very good quality high poly, and when you bake it, your low poly looks like, it gives you an illusion of high poly. Basically it looks like high poly with all information. So it's like with the help of high poly, it will look like that, and like I can make it smooth and bake it. So then we can create this thing. So do not get confused. Like all this information you can see, like I can see it slightly soft, smooth, smooth. So when I bake it from high poly, all this surface will become flat.
Right.
So it's like from whatever information is there in high poly, it will look like that. So in that case, I have to apply one smoothing group. But if I don't have smoothing high poly, I will apply separate smoothing group to differentiate my surface.
Okay.
I guess it makes sense.
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay. Okay. So now, like Vishesh asked, like how now I want to separate my materials, right? So material means this material, like here I have all this material. This means this have only one texture. Like understand this. This one is only one texture, and we just connected to one material only. And this material, this is like Photoshop layers. Each and every individual layer or folder can have different materials sets, but with a mask, I'll expose only that section, and it will finally act as one texture.
Yes, like just like in Photoshop.
Just like in Photoshop, exactly. So let's see, we have brass, right? So one more thing I'll suggest, like whenever you're working on Substance Painter, especially, so what you can do is, before starting, study your material, study your object, and search for something similar to Substance Share. Like I have brass and wood. Substance Share, let me see. I guess I have. Yeah. So this Substance Share, it's free. So always use this, like, because it's a smart way of working on Substance, because this one have a lot of preset materials, So, and this is, you can download and you can upload your data also here, your own materials also, smart materials, everything. So it have a lot of pre-made materials that I can download directly and use it. So in this, there is one brass material that I really like. Where is it? This one, I believe. Yeah, old brass. So this is like nice brass old material and it have a lot of information. So I don't have to create all this corner dirt and all this grunge and everything. I don't have to create. I just have to drag drop this material. Download. So always use this, check this site, and it have a lot of free stuff. Everything is free basically. So you can check everything and then use it. And it will speed up your entire process. And plus you can study those smart materials and you can create your own smart material based on this. So copy this downloaded thing, go to your documents. Where is my, oh, Substance Painter, shelf, smart material, and paste it here. Old brass, and go back to Substance. You see, I started to load this thing. Drag and drop it here. So here you can see instantly decent detail generated throughout the model, and texture size, I guess 1K. I can change it anytime, 1K to 2K, 2K to 4K. And I generated this, and what I was supposed to do is,
So that selection.
Yes, no, not selection. I was about to say something. That brass I have created, placed here. I don't know. I forgot. So, anyways, so now I want to create selections, separate selections. So wherever is my brass, right click, create a black mask or white mask. This is your selection. I can use a triangle. I can use a polygon. I can use a mesh fill. I can use a UV fill. So mesh or UV both work. So let's use UV here. So only UV. UV, based on UV. So you can see this area, this entire thing become brass. And suppose this is also brass. Based on, I can select polygon for this. There's little problem in my model. I can see clearly intersection. I have to fix that. Now I have a wooden surface. So what I'll do, I'll just simply search for wood. We have a lot of wooden surface presets. They are already there in Substance. So it's basically a folder of layers. And this is the material, like same like Photoshop, you have a folder with multiple layers. This is that. And on top of that, I masked it. So only and only white part is visible. And let's see. Something like this, little glossy. Right click, add black. Let's see this area. So wherever I don't want this thing to apply, I can definitely mask it out. Like this thing should be brass. This is also brass. I guess this is also brass actually. I don't remember. I'll check the reference. So like this, we can fill everything, different element, different part based on the selection of UV, mesh, polygon. Like if I want to make one polygon different, like suppose this brass, one polygon only, one polygon brass, one part wooden. So like this also I can select. It's basically generating mask. It's not a separate material. You have only one texture set, and these are like presets of material, but applied as multiple layers. So these are like all these are combined together one texture. So like this, if I want, I can do this, all this thing, and generate and create all these detail. And Substance have like a like tremendous potential. Like you can use it the way you use. I'll explain the entire interface and entire thing. What is this?
So I just had a doubt regarding like my reference. I just
Mhm.
wanted to ask after you were done with this bit.
Tell me, no problem.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of those lines, right? Those
Hmm.
like sort of those carved lines all around the model.
Hmm.
So how should I go about modeling those? Because I was just thinking of I can like brute force it and like then retopologize after, but then that's like a lot of work. So I was wondering if there was any easier way to go about it.
Yes. All these detail you see, these are all you can do it in Substance.
Yeah, like the squares, I can use like some tileable texture and like just mask it. But for
Not
like these,
you don't need tileable texture. You can do it manually also.
oh
It
okay,
will work. Like suppose, okay, let's see. This surface have all those information. So what I'll do is this wooden surface, right? So I'll just
yeah,
top of this inside this layer, I'll create a paint layer, and I'll switch off everything except height and add little height. Add means like it will come out this plus and minus. I can do that, and whenever I want, I can change it also. Right click, add a black mask. Now I want those pattern, right? Those rectangular
yeah.
pattern. So I can add a fill here and scroll down. You can see there are a lot of procedural maps are already there in Substance. You don't have to make anything manually. All these
Oh,
things
okay,
are
so
already
like a
there.
square tile texture can be
Yes,
used.
all these things are already there. So you just have to like find the correct one and apply it and modify it according to your requirement. And all these things are you can modify it. These are like 100% modifiable. You can modify it. So there is this it comes with tons of options. Okay, still generating. Okay, see, I have a tile grid. So I generate this. Still, you can see that nothing is visible. Nothing is visible because the scale of this thing is too low, too high. So I need to increase the size.
Oh, okay.
So I can generate this thing and I can, and see, right now it just height. There is no color information. So if I want, I can add color information also. And if I want, I can invert this also, this entire thing. Where is my, where is the invert option? There is an invert option is also there. Okay, if I can invert it anyways, I can add a level and invert it. See, and this style, this thing is in plus, so I can make it minus. So all these things we can do within Substance very easily. Only thing you have to sculpt is like that would be great. This sections.
Yeah, because yeah, like those tiny vents and all of these lines which are going across the entire body of the like this monitor. I wasn't sure how to go about like whether I should, if I were to sculpt it also, it has to be like those nice clean lines that are straight.
No need to sculpt all this. See, most of this thing you can do it directly into Substance.
Yeah, like some of these
Except
I think I can
wherever
make
you
like decal stamps or something, but like some of these tiny details, like I'm not sure how to make it in the high poly.
no, that's not required. All the tiny detail we can do it in Substance directly. Only thing
Okay.
is required, like wherever you are bending, this bend kind of thing,
Yeah.
those things you have to create. Otherwise, it will, if you generate in Substance, it might distort. So these kind of what you can do, you model this entire thing, keep this
Yeah.
thing separate. Like this, keep it a separate model.
Okay.
So then what will happen when you bake it, you already have the clean edges, right?
Right.
So keep it separate. That's how high poly is supposed to be. So whenever you create a high poly, try to split the model in multiple parts as much as possible. Do not try to sculpt everything from one part. Even if suppose you want to create this small tiny thickness, what you do is extract it, keep this wall and this surface separate. Two different mesh.
That's only in the high poly, right?
Only in high poly, not in low poly.
Okay.
So whatever you create in high poly, it will transfer to your low poly, translate to your low poly, and it will look exactly the same. So all this information, all this vent you see, this is, we can do it in Substance directly. Let's see. I'll delete this. Suppose I want to create those vent. So there is multiple ways of doing this. So you can see, I'll just switch on normal here.
So what's the difference between like making it in a height map and normal map?
Height is basically 2D, X and Y. Normal is X, Y, Z. So
like this pattern that you did it in height map. What would happen if you did it in normal?
It won't work because that texture is, normal map is basically a blue map, a blue color map that we have here. These are normal map. So if I use this, then it will work. If I use the black and white thing, it won't work properly because it doesn't have Z information. So normal is basically XYZ 3-dimensional effect, and height is basically 2D effect. It usually works for your straight lines and all those things. But if you want to keep something curved or with depth or volume, a rounded surface, it won't work. So that's why we use normal for those. And whatever you're creating in Substance, in height also, end of it, it will generate, use that normal height information and generate a normal map out of it. So,
okay.
So like it works, height is basically in one direction, it will generate a height. That's it. It won't blend, it won't create any volume or round or curvature or anything. Okay. So like suppose you want to generate those vents, you can see under this thing, you have all this vent option. So what I can do, I can drag, drop it here. So for this, I need to set my normal map, drag, drop it here. So it's visible here. So that means I can paint it directly, but this is not correct. So delete this. This time I use a paint layer. I'll give you like entire this thing, like how to work with what do you call it, Substance. Activate only normal. Only normal. Drag drop this thing here, and you can see now it's not appearing on your surface. And now I want to create that detail here. So you can see I can do it directly on this model, all those vents. It's right now soft. I can make this model really hard, flow and all. Jitter, opacity, and everything is fine. So I can change brush also, like brush, hard brush, and change. See, all those information I can directly generate within Substance. So the only problem with this, like suppose I have something continuing from this edge to this edge, then it will create a problem because it won't generate properly.
Yeah.
So
then we can use it on the texture directly, right?
Yes, we can use it in texture directly. So only the like a curved area, this kind of shape, that is you have to do it in high poly. Rest everything you can generate within Substance. Okay. You don't have to create all this fine detail, and all this nothing. Or even this nut bolt also we can do it in Substance directly. So just you have to create the basic structure, and wherever your surface is bending, like you have like this one, right? This is you have to create in high poly, or keep it separate, or keep these two surfaces separate, so you can have this clean cut shape. This is also, if I want, I can generate it here directly. Let's see, and I want to create height minus, and I can use a brush. Right click, black mask, right click, paint. Of brush. So if I want to create something, some lines or some design pattern, I can do it manually also. Like whatever I want to create, I can do it manually also. like some shape. Okay, it's applied to that section only. So I want to create something here. So like we can generate everything, all kind of detail. Only those any surface have like we have a lot of curved design here. That is something manually doing creating will be really headache. So that's why we create a high poly. So wherever you have like a nice detailed curve, like especially rounded surface, we have to sculpt it. Rest everything, all the hard surface lines we can generate within this thing, within substance. So suppose I have black mask, only height minus, and those corner side grooves I have, right? So let's see. So I can manually definitely can do it, but you can see like getting the proper angle and everything is very difficult. So only those sections you have to sculpt. Rest everything, all design, all pattern, whatever is there in your model, all these noise, grain, this small vents, everything, your nut bolts, everything we can do it directly into substance. This bump you have to create, this thickness you have to create, this depth you have to create, and rest all this thing we can do it in substance. Nut bolts we can do it in substance. So this most of the things we can do. This kind of curved surface, especially if you create in high poly, will be easy. Yes, we can try to do it in substance, but it will be a little difficult to achieve this kind of smooth detail. And rest everything, all these things can be achieved in substance directly. All the small grains, nut bolts, everything. And it feels like they have to use substance only. I can see a clear straight line. And
there's a lot of straight lines only in the low poly.
So they have like basically baked it from high poly. In high poly, they created this curve, those lines, grooves basically, and they baked it. And all this detail, it's already there in substance. This is also there in substance. All these things are there in substance. You can generate very easily. So tomorrow I'll bring my high poly and I'll give you the basic introduction of entire substance and like how to work with it and like or what are the options and all options and brushes and everything. I'll explain. Okay. And just give me a second. I don't have access to Moodle, so I just simply take a screenshot. Just give me a second. Okay. So it's not saving. So tomorrow I'll bring my high poly and I'll explain the entire process, how to create a ID map, how to use that, how to generate texture and all basic introduction, your substance, everything. And this week we have like 4 days or something classes, so we'll do that. So if possible, if I'm free, so we'll do 4 to 5 days class also. That's also fine. So we'll try to finish everything. And substance is pretty easy. Like it's very easy, simple software. It just you need to know that all those options and how to use it. And like if you practice nice properly, you can do it very easily. It's a very simple software. And like what you can do in Photoshop in like maybe a week, you can do it in 1 day in substance and with a better quality. So I'll explain all those things and how to use. And there is a Substance Painter's official YouTube channel is there. If possible, go and check their videos. They have explained each and every options in great detail. If you want, you can definitely go and check it out. And like we'll be covering all those things also. But if you check it out, it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Well,
thank you, sir.
Welcome.